Wrestling All-Stars three-way midget match. Let's take you back just moments ago. Look at Teal getting down.
Fuck this show.
We're finally at the end.
I'm glad it's over.
We finished things out with WWA's The Reckoning from May 25th, 2003, their final pay-per-view.
This pay-per-view could suck my fucking cock. Alright.
Oh, this was so bad. It was just bad, bro. It was worse than the last one. This is probably the worst pay-per-view out of all of them, bro. And by this time, everybody was fucking gone, bro. It was just sad to watch, honestly. But since the last one was in December, that means January, February, March, April. This was almost 5 months after the last pay-per-view, and so many more people were gone. So we ended off the last one with Lex Luger winning the title. Well, we start off this one, we start off with this fucking tribe. I'm trying to see what their fucking name was. I don't fucking know. They were some fucking dancing tribe because the show took place in Auckland, New Zealand. So, fucking, they had this tribe dancing, and then they played the intro, and then it starts off, the Reckoning starts off with this guy named Mark Mercedes coming out, and neither of us knew who he was. Apparently he's a Australian wrestler, and that's about it. Not much else is known about him. It was hard to even find a fucking picture of him for the thumbnail. So, he took on Rick Steiner because why not? And the match was shitty. It was short, and Rick Steiner won, and that was about it. There really wasn't much to say there for that. Then we fucking get the announcement from Jeremy Borash that the main event tonight on this show was going to be the WWA champion Sting taking on the NWA champion Jeff Jarrett for a winner-take-all match. And you might be saying, oh, wasn't Lex Luger the champion? Well, like I read last time, Lex Luger didn't like working long matches, and he was extremely, extremely out of shape and unhealthy. And so Sting ended up winning the title at one of the house shows, and so that's why Sting was champion going into this show. And if you're wondering, why were they doing winner-take-all match? Well, they not only did that for the world title, but they also did that for the Cruiserweight and X Division titles. And I'll talk more on that later. But yeah, so the main event was going to be Sting versus Jeff Jarrett. We get this, where all the lights go out and Sting appears in the rafters, and Sting starts cutting a promo about being the WWA champion and talking about his match with Jeff Jarrett, and says that he's going to win it all and he's going to walk out both champions, and saying that he's going to whoop Jeff Jarrett, and was saying, New Zealand, it's showtime, and that was about it. And then fucking after that, we got fucking, what was it? Hold on a second. Look how Austin's just dead quiet.
Because I don't care, fam. I don't. Match was ass, the show was ass, everything was ass, bro.
Fucking, oh yeah, so next was this random fucking triple threat in the Midget World Series. It was Puppet the Midget Killer. He's no longer the Psycho Dwarf or Pimp Daddy Puppet or whatever. he's now Puppet the Midget Killer, and he took on Tio and the newest midget in WWA, this really fat midget named Meatball. And we got this triple threat. It was garbage. Meatball was botching really bad. And Puppet did a promo before the match talking about why his name is Puppet the Midget Killer now, and he's gave this fucking stupid ass philosophy talking about how the reason his name is the Midget Killer is because if he fucking kills every single midget in the world, that he'll become the real superstar. It made absolutely no fucking sense at all, and made him look really stupid. And for some reason, Tio was a fucking face, and Meatball was just kind of there. Most of the match was Puppet and Tio wrestling each other, and then Meatball was just kind of there, and he was like botching a lot and like falling over a lot and stumbling around, like not really know what he was doing. And the match was shit. It was a shit triple threat. And the sad thing is, it was probably the worst midget match out of the 4 that we've watched. And basically, Puppet got thrown out of the ring, and then Tio hit a shitty-looking 619 onto Meatball, and then he did the swanton from the top rope. 1, 2, 3. Tio fucking wins. And
terrible.
Because Tio always wins for some reason. Puppet's only won once, and Tio's won 3 times. And that was about it. Like, there's no ending to the Midget World Series. I think I don't even know what the fuck this was, honestly. Oh my god. So we have that shitty ass triple threat, and then we find out later in the night we're going to be getting a fatal 4-way for both the WWA Cruiserweight title and the TNA NWA X Division title. And so we get promos from 2 of the competitors in the match, which we get a promo from one of Austin's favorites, Johnny Swinger, and then we get a promo from Frankie Kazarian, who's sitting next to a tiki, and it looks really cursed. By the way, the setup was like, I guess the setup was supposed to look like an island in New Zealand, I guess, is the best way I could describe it. And then after those promos, we got fucking, what was after that, Austin? What match was next?
Fucking, it was the shitty ass fucking, I'm trying to fucking think of what it fucking was. This show is just so fucking shit. So, fuck. Oh, it was the fucking hardcore match.
Oh yeah, so we got the return of Devon Storm. He's back, and he's taking on Conan in a hardcore match. Why? I don't fucking know, because apparently Devon Storm just has, like, fucking gimmick matches every time. So, fucking... And by the way, Jeremy Borash made sure to point out on commentary how much he loved the steel cage match between Devon Storm and the suicidal, genocidal, homicidal Sabu.
Every chance he got on this fucking show. And you know what? I want to talk about Jeremy Borash, because he is now on the top 3 worst fucking bookers list, in my opinion. He is topped fucking Brian Knobbs and Jimmy Hart.
Jesus
How sad that is.
Oh my god. So, this hardcore match wasn't very good. They were hitting each other with kendo sticks and fucking trash can lids, and then I don't know if this has to just be a thing in Devon Storm matches. They were doing a guardrail spot multiple times. Fucking, they were fighting on the stage. And there's actually one part where fucking, I think Devon Storm like tackled Conan into the stage, and the fucking stage set broke and it fell down, and Jeremy Borash sounded depressed that the fucking stage set broke. And
I'm glad he was depressed.
And I told Austin that the reason he was depressed was probably because he probably had to spend the last bit of money that the company had on that fucking set because they were running out of fucking money and they were losing all their fucking talent.
Money. I hope he lost all his money. I hope he's in debt.
Oh my god. But so the way the match ended was fucking Devon Storm. Conan also kept doing these weird, like, sexual poses during the match. I don't know why. And then Devon Storm puts Conan on this guardrail that's laying between the ring and the steel steps. And so Conan's laying on it, and Devon Storm does a springboard crossbody onto the barricade and pins Conan 1, 2, 3 and wins, because this was also Falls Count Anywhere. And Devon Storm wins another hardcore match. So he fucking
no.
You realize all of his matches have been hardcore except the steel cage.
Yeah.
And even that had hardcore shit in it. But fucking so then we get this fucking promo out of nowhere. Fucking Jeremy Borash says, "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the franchise Shane Douglas." And we're like, what the fuck? Why is Shane Douglas here? Well, Shane Douglas comes out to cut a fucking promo because why the fuck not? And he comes out, his arm is in a cast, by the way. So not only did we have fucking Sid Vicious with a fucking cane, now we have fucking Shane Douglas wearing a fucking cast, which, by the way, I didn't even realize this when we were watched this, but Austin told me apparently Shane Douglas said in this promo that apparently he was now the commissioner of WWA, and I'm just like, bro, at this point you realize since the Revolution, every single pay-per-view has had a new commissioner. What happened to Mike Sanders? He had one match and booked like 2 matches, and he wasn't commissioner anymore. What the fuck happened? Now it's Shane Douglas for some reason. But he doesn't even like book anything. He just starts cutting a promo on New Zealand, and he starts like cutting this long ass promo about how he made ECW as big as it was, and he was shitting on Vince McMahon, saying fucking that Vince McMahon tried to turn him into a cartoon character, and was fucking calling people pieces of shit, and was fucking going off on the suicidal, genocidal, homicidal Sabu, calling him a piece of shit, and saying that Sabu ruined wrestling, and all this, saying that Sabu fucking ruined ECW and all this shit. And fucking, he just kept going on and on and on and on and on, and he was like calling everybody a piece of shit. He called Vince McMahon a piece of shit. He called Ted Turner a piece of shit. He called Sabu a piece of shit. He called everybody in New Zealand a piece of shit. Like, he was just going on and on and on. It felt like this promo was going forever. And he was just so mad. I don't know what he was so mad about, but he was so mad. And fucking... Then he was talking about how his arm was injured and how his doctors told him that he isn't supposed to be fucking competing. And he said that the doctors can kiss his ass because he said, you're not going to tell me when and where I can't do something. And he said, so I'm going to wrestle when and where the hell I want to, and I want to wrestle right now, and I want to beat the shit out of that piece of shit fucking Sabu. So he challenges Sabu to a match, and then here comes Joe E. Legend, and he comes out and starts cutting a promo saying that he relates to Shane Douglas and that he sees himself as Shane Douglas, and fucking says, "Oh, Shane, you're injured and you shouldn't be competing, but I hate Sabu just as much as you, and you should just take a step back and let me face Sabu, and I'll beat the shit out of him for you." And Shane Douglas is like, "I don't know who you are, but I like your style." And he's like, "All right, you can face him for me." And then Shane Douglas gets on commentary, and then Sabu comes out, and also, I'm gonna let you talk about this match since Sabu's your favorite. Austin loved this match, by the way.
Fucking me.
Oh my god.
Joe E. Bitch-ass Legend versus fucking the genocidal, homicidal, suicidal, I'm gonna fucking strangle somebody, Sabu.
Oh my god.
This match was long. This match was shit. The same bullshit every time we've seen fucking Sabu. Alright, I'm sorry, the genocidal, homicidal, suicidal Sabu. I'm sorry, I can't say it right because, you can't just say Sabu. You can't.
Nope. Even Jeremy Borash and Disco Inferno.
Fuck Jeremy Borash.
Oh my god. But Austin, in this match, he had to put over how amazing that steel cage match was. He kept doing it over and over and over again.
I'm put something over. I'm gonna put my fucking fist over his fucking skull and jam it into his fucking skull multiple fucking times. That's what I'm gonna fucking do. A fucking little pencil neck motherfucker. Alright.
Oh yeah, speaking of pencil necks, fucking Shane Douglas, for some reason, also called Shawn Michaels a pencil neck geek. I don't know why. I forgot about that until you said pencil neck. But you know who's not a pencil neck? The suicidal, genocidal, homicidal, death-defying Sabu.
He's a piece of shit. So...
Well, what happened in this match, Austin?
Everything that has happened in every single genocidal, suicidal, homicidal Sabu match, Devon.
Please go into detail, Austin.
Table spots, shitty ass goddamn motherfucking chair spots. Everything under the goddamn sun, Devon. Fucking, oh my fucking god, it just pisses me the fuck off. Dude.
You know what else this match had?
What?
Countouts, for some reason.
Oh yeah! Does that make sense? Really does, man.
That's just the Jeremy Borash rules, Austin.
Jeremy Borash can suck a fucking cock, alright?
He was sucking the genocidal, suicidal, homicidal Sabu's cock because he said, that steel cage match with Devon Storm was the greatest steel cage match he's ever seen.
I fucking know.
Oh my god. Oh, also, Jeremy Borash pissed off Austin because in the one match, fucking Jeremy Borash, which we'll get to because it was after this match, Jeremy Borash was just making shit up for like the names of moves again, and Austin was getting pissed.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, fucking Sabu won. No, go fucking figure. Oh, sorry, I said it wrong again.
Yep.
The suicidal, genocidal, homicidal Sabu won. Go fucking figure. Kill yourself, both Jeremy Borash and fucking the genocidal, homicidal, suicidal. I really hope you're suicidal, Sabu.
Well, they had somebody in the crowd had a sign that said, "I'm a Sabuicidal." Probably the best sign that we've seen in the crowd was somebody like that was seated on the ramp area had a sign that just said "Got pussy." I hope somebody uploads that sign to 2K24. but fucking Sabu wins. By the way, he was like throwing this fucking chair into the back of fucking Joe E. Legend's head and shit because he just didn't give a shit. It actually didn't end with the moonsault spot this time. It ended with a shitty leg drop with the chair under him. And then after the match, fucking Shane Douglas got in the ring, and Shane Douglas and Joe E. Legend beat the fuck out of Sabu and double teamed him. And that was it. And Austin was very satisfied.
No, I wasn't.
You weren't satisfied that Sabu got the shit beat out of him?
Oh, yeah, I was satisfied about that.
Oh, were you satisfied with how Disco Inferno was saying that Sabu ruined the wrestling business with all of his hardcore shit, and that Sabu fucking shouldn't be allowed to do this shit in a wrestling ring?
Yes, I was satisfied with that.
I'll be honest, Disco Inferno was like the only listenable person on commentary. And he like just seemed like he was so depressed most of the show. The only time he got excited is during the Fatal 4-Way. He was kind of excited being around Shane Douglas because he was really like kissing Shane Douglas's ass. But like when we get to the Fatal 4-Way, like Disco Inferno was getting so excited. And Jeremy Borash sounded like really depressed. I think he was depressed that this fucking company was going out of business. I think that's why he was depressed.
I'm glad I went out of business. I'm happy that I went out of business.
Well, speaking of the Fatal 4-Way, I guess we could get to it now. So, we had this Fatal 4-Way. Oh, we also got a promo segment from Chris Sabin, who's the X Division champion. He was wearing a SEX shirt. You want to tell the people what SEX is?
Sports Entertainment Extreme.
Mm-hmm. But what is it?
Vince Russo's group.
Oh my god. You know, since Austin doesn't want to tell you guys, I'll look it up myself. Well, Austin, I asked you to explain it, and you're just being a spoiled sport. Oh my god. So, Sports Entertainment Extreme was a heel professional wrestling stable in TNA led by Vince Russo. It debuted in December 2002, but disbanded in mid-2003, so not long after this fucking show, apparently. The angle began with a masked man known only as Mr. Wrestling 3 interfering in matches on November 20th, 2002. During a weekly TNA pay-per-view, Jeff Jarrett defeated Ron Killings to win the NWA title. Okay, well, that's how Jeff Jarrett got the title that he had tonight. He beat R-Truth for it. Fucking with help from Mr. Wrestling 3, who then unmasked and turned out to be Vince Russo. The following week, Russo gave Jarrett the choice to be with him or against him, which Jarrett declined, much to Russo's dismay. This led to numerous attacks on Jeff Jarrett. On December 4th, 2002, Russo officially formed a faction called SEX, Sports Entertainment Extreme, with Don and Ron Harris and BG James. Well, now we know what happened to the Road Dogg. He went to TNA and did this shit instead of being in WWA anymore. This led to a takeover-style storyline where wrestlers would turn their backs on TNA and instead join SCX, similar to the New World Order storyline in WCW. On March 4th, 2003, after months of feuding, Jarrett hit Russo on an emotional level when he showed a video with Russo's children pleading with him to stop what he was doing, which led him to go into a fit and going as far as threatening to beat his children. The next day, Vince Russo retired in order to become a better father, which started the decline of SCX. On March 19, 2003, Sports Entertainment Extreme descended into disarray. With Vince Russo gone, Glenn Gilberti, Disco Inferno, tried to take control of the group. As soon as this happened, Sonny Sakai, or Saiki, I don't know how you say it, also tried to become leader. On June 18, 2003, Russo said he owned the SCX name, leaving them without a gimmick. After a while, the SCX faded from existence and its former members went their separate ways, most remaining in TNA at the time. The main goal of SCX was to take control of the rest of TNA. It was one of the first total promotion storylines in TNA history. It led to the creation of the kayfabe position of Director of Authority, who would become the on-screen face of the TNA Championship Committee. It was first held by Eric Watts, then by Vince Russo, who later turned face. After Russo, it was held by Dusty Rhodes. After Dusty Rhodes, it was Larry Zbyszko, and then finally Jim Cornette. Apart from that, the most notable effects of SCX would be the formation of the trio known as Triple X, featuring Elix Skipper, Low-Key, and Christopher Daniels, and at the completion of the initial main event rise of AJ Styles. All the members of the faction included Vince Russo, B.G. James, the Harris Brothers, Triple X, Sonny Sakai, Desire, David Flair, Mike Sanders, so now we know where Mike Sanders went after being commissioner. Glenn Gilberti, now we know where Disco Inferno went after this shit. Raven, Ashley Hudson, I'm sorry, the Rock and Roll Express. Why were they in it? Disgraceland. Who's Disgraceland? Luther Biggs. Whoever that is. I think I gotta scroll back down. Okay. The Hot Shots, which is Chase Stevens and Cassidy O'Reilly. Oh no, Austin, I found where Brian Christopher went. He was a member of SCX. Brian Lawler.
Great.
Eric Watts, Hollywood, David Young, Chris Sabin, The Gathering, which was Julio De Niro and Alexis Lurie. Oh my god, Nikita Koloff, Austin. Guess who was a member of SCX? Tony Schiavone.
Great.
It says one night only as SCX's backstage announcer. Wrestlers who associated with SCX but never joined include AJ Styles and Chris Harris. Oh my god. They had feuds with Jeff Jarrett, Ron Killings, Kurt Hennig, America's Most Wanted, Dusty Rhodes, the Road Warriors, Jorge Estrada, Disciples of the New Church, oh no, and AJ Styles. They won the TNA X Division Championship 2 times and Tag Team Championships 3 times, and that's all that SCX did. So that was SCX for those who don't know. So, yeah, the reason I bring that up is because Chris Sabin was a member of SCX at the time, and he was wearing an SCX shirt during his promo. So it felt necessary to bring that up. So then we get a promo from Jerry Lynn where we find out that apparently Jerry Lynn had won the Cruiserweight title on a house show, and because last time AJ Styles won the title, and he went to TNA, so he moved on to bigger and better things. And so we get this fatal four-way between Johnny Swinger, Frankie Kazarian, Chris Sabin, and Jerry Lynn for both the X Division and the WWA Cruiserweight titles. Honestly, this was probably the best match on the show, and it was a decent fatal four-way. It wasn't horrible. It was probably, honestly, the only match on the show that really entertained me at all, honestly. And that was mostly because of fucking Kazarian and fucking Chris Sabin. Although Chris Sabin looked fucking disgusting in 2003. I don't know what his hair was and what his facial hair was. He looked like a creep. But fucking... It was an okay match. Fucking... I was rooting for Johnny Swinger, but he didn't win. And Austin was rooting for Johnny Swinger as well.
No,
but
I fucking wasn't.
You love Johnny Swinger, Austin. Come on now.
Johnny Swinger could die.
But Austin, what about when Jeremy Borash called the fucking whatever move the fucking mood swing? Didn't you like that?
No.
What about when he called fucking whoever's finisher it was the fucking Future Shock and all that shit? He kept fucking making up names for the moves. But it was a lot of fast-paced action. Fucking everybody in the match did pretty well. It wasn't bad, really. It was just kind of like it was okay. It was just hard to care just based off of like how bad the rest of the show was. And in the end, Chris Sabin ended up winning, and he got the pin on fucking, I think it was Johnny Swinger. And Chris Sabin retains the X Division title, and he wins the WWA Cruiserweight title. So Chris Sabin is a champ now, and so that was pretty much that. And then before we get to the main event, we had one more thing, which Jeremy Borash said earlier in the show that Bret the Hitman Hart would be returning to WWA. No, your ears are not deceiving you. Bret Hart, the man who was the commissioner in the first two pay-per-views and suddenly disappeared, is back. And he gave his, not really an explanation, but we ended up finding out pretty much the reason why he left. And so basically, first of all, Andrew McManus comes out, and we see what this fucking guy looks like. What did you say he looked like, Austin?
Dan Schneider.
So Andrew McManus comes out, and he is doing a whole speech and fucking says, "Oh, please welcome at this time Bret the Hitman Hart." And Bret comes out and gets a standing ovation, and Bret starts cutting this promo about how he's been going through a lot of personal stuff, and apparently the reason why he had just suddenly disappeared as commissioner was apparently Bret had suffered from a stroke in 2002, which is unfortunate, and he was out of commission until this point in time where he was well enough to make this appearance, and so he physically wasn't able to be the commissioner, and so that was pretty much what this promo was about, just him saying that he had a stroke and he was going through personal stuff, and then he started talking about how it had been like 4 years since Owen Hart died, and how last year they lost British Bulldog and Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig and Mrs. Elizabeth, and was like talking about, I mean, it's better than the last time we seen him where he was talking about that dang Osama bin Laden, so fucking, but yeah, it was like maybe a 5-minute promo of Bret just kind of just rambling on about stuff, and then he was just like, all right, well, let's get to the main event, and then he just kind of just left. So that was kind of just that. So then Then we get to the main event, winner take all for the WWA World Title and the NWA TNA World Title. Sting versus Jeff Jarrett. By the way, they used that fucking Revolution song again. So, and Sting used it for his entrance again. And we got a promo with fucking Jeff Jarrett. He was being interviewed by Scott D'Amore. And fucking, so this match, this main event, we're gonna be honest with you, it was extremely fucking boring. And fucking, so
for like 90% of it, I was on my phone.
Yeah, Austin just didn't care. I was like making the thumbnail while also trying to pay attention to the match. I mean, the only match Austin really paid attention to was fucking Sabu because he loves Sabu.
Fuck off!
You love your suicidal, genocidal, homicidal, Sabuicidal baby daddy, Austin. But, so, yeah, the crowd was obviously in favor of Sting, and they didn't want Jeff Jarrett to win. And so the match had a fuck finish where Sting did the referee got knocked down, and then Sting did the Scorpion Death Drop, and then all of a sudden Joe E. Legend gets in the ring and starts attacking Sting, and then Rick Steiner gets in the ring and attacks Joe E. Legend, and then Sting puts in the Scorpion Deathlock on Jeff Jarrett, and Rick Steiner, they had this man pull a heel turn, and he attacks Sting. It was the most pointless fucking heel turn I've ever fucking seen. And he attacks Sting, and then Jeff Jarrett covers Sting for the 1, 2, 3, and Jeff Jarrett wins the WWA title, and he's now double champion. And it was the most stupid, nonsensical heel turn I've ever seen. And the crowd was fucking pissed. And immediately, even as Austin, immediately, as soon as Jeff Jarrett won, they panned to the crowd. And when I tell you, rows and rows of people got up and started fucking walking the fuck out, bro. They were fucking pissed that Sting lost. Bro, yeah. It was insane the amount of people that just started fucking leaving.
And then mention fucking Rick Steiner?
What do you mean?
Fucking Rick Steiner just helping them win. I don't even.
I literally talked about that for like 5 minutes.
I'm so checked out of the main event. I'm checked out of the fucking review.
He's looking up news of Sabu. That's what he's doing.
No, I'm not, bro.
Well, you must be paying attention to something because you're not paying attention to me. I literally talked about the whole Rick Steiner thing in detail.
I saw a picture of Tatum Paxley. I can't lie.
Fucking, but so like all the fucking crowd just started walking out. People were pissed. They showed like people in the front row that looked depressed. The crowd was booing the shit out of Jeff Jarrett. Fucking Jeff Jarrett got out of the ring and was walking up the ramp, and people were throwing trash at him and shit. Like, they were fucking pissed, bro. Like, I don't, like, why would Jeremy Borash think it's a good idea to do a fuck finish in the main event and completely fuck Sting over and put the title on Jeff Jarrett and then completely piss off the fucking crowd and give Rick Steiner a pointless fucking heel turn, and then the crowd just starts walking the fuck out. and something tells me, Austin, that the reason that he gave Rick Steiner the heel turn is fucking, I just get the feeling it was a thing of like Rick Steiner fucking probably said he probably said he would only fucking work for the WWA if Jeremy Borash fucking put him in the main event scene. I guarantee you that's probably why they did that, because I don't see any other reason to give Rick Steiner a random heel turn like that. And Jeremy Borash was probably so desperate he was probably so desperate to keep Rick Steiner because Sting fucking left after this. Everybody left because it went out of business, but just objectively, like, Jeremy Borash knew so many people were fucking leaving, so I wouldn't be surprised if he was like, "Oh, Rick, please stay. We'll have you turn heel against Sting in the main event, and we'll build you in the main event scene." That's probably what he told him. Oh my god, this show was so bad, but that was the main event. And that was WWA The Reckoning, Austin. Would you say...
This is the worst by far. This is the worst by far. Don't even fucking try to fucking say, "Oh, would you say this is the worst?" Yes, motherfucker.
Oh my god. Well, you know what I gotta do now, Austin? I gotta read the Wikipedia to see what the aftermath was here. So
go ahead.
So we move to the final tour and the Reckoning pay-per-view. So, fucking final tour and the Reckoning pay-per-view section. In May 2003, the WWA embarked on its final tour. They visited Australia and New Zealand. The Reckoning pay-per-view was held in Auckland in front of a vocal crowd. It was the first to include replays and split screenshots. Before the pay-per-view, the decision had been made to fold the WWA. So before this show even started, the company was already out of business. Before the show even started, they said, "This shit's done." Hence, the titles were to be unified with the NWA and TNA titles.
Great.
Yep. Fucking... Jesus fucking Christ. That's all it says. I thought I was going to say more than that. That's just all it says. Oh my god.
Well, I would like to give my thoughts on this whole ordeal that we have put ourselves through.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So, my thoughts. I want to go back to XWF.
Oh my god.
This shit was terrible. I want to watch WCW. I want to watch fucking TNA. I don't want to watch this. This is your fucking fault. Fuck Marky D.
Said, "Fuck Marky D."
Fuck the suicidal, homicidal, genocidal Sabu. Fuck Jeremy Borash. Fuck goddamn Puppet. Fuck Tio. Fuck Meatball. Fuck Medeja.
Oh my
Fuck
god.
Disco Inferno. Fuck all the people that were a part of this. Bro, oh my god, it's over. Holy hell, dude. Like, the first 3 shows, it was jokes. It was so bad that it was laughable. But oh my god. The last show and this show was painful to get through. It was fucking painful to get through, dude. And you can't even, you've told me yourself, you can't even sit there and tell me fucking no. It was painful, motherfucker. So goddamn painful. I'm so glad this is over. Oh my god, dude.
But you loved all the Sabu matches, though.
Devon, those last 2 pay-per-views were getting to be the equivalent of a fucking AEW weekly show. Okay?
Oh my god.
So, don't even
bad?
speak to me. Yes. It was painful to fucking get through.
Well, I found this thing here, Austin, that says The Reckoning was a way to wrap up this once promising venture from Andrew McManus.
Promise. Okay, cool. Yeah, whatever.
A sort of series finale to wrap up all the loose ends, something that many failing wrestling companies never get the chance to do.
That's funny because it didn't wrap up shit.
Oh my god. Wait, what? Hold on a minute, I gotta look this up now. I just seen something. Wait, what the hold on a sec. I'm so confused. God damn it. Oh, hold on a second now. Wait. Hold on. What? Okay, I swear I saw something. What? What the fuck? What the fuck? What culture? I'm literally fucking clicking on the thing that it fucking said. What the fuck? Okay, this is starting to piss me off. I'm so fucking lost. Fuck you. Fuck what culture, bro? Wait, is there another? Okay, hold on. Oh, okay, it's one of these fucking things. Okay, hold on a minute. I scrolled through these pages to find what I was looking for. Oh my god, can you fucking... This What Culture website is so bad. Can you just get to the fucking part about the future of it? Like, damn. Why does, like, What Culture, why do you have to separate it by 10 pages? Bruh, oh my god. Okay, here we go. Future section. This is what I was looking for. Okay, Austin. In June 2017, 14 years after the WWA officially closed its doors, it was announced via press release that Andrew McManus had sold the company to Wade Brewer. Brewer had actually applied for a registered trademark of World Wrestling All-Stars back in February, confirming that the deal had been in the work for some time. However, the sudden purchase after over a decade of inactivity raises a large number of questions around the Forgotten Wrestling League. The trademark application mentions live entertainment and events as well as merchandising options, which would indicate that Brewer had his sights set on relaunching the brand as a touring entity. Also, the events tab on the WWA website had a page dedicated to upcoming events, which, although was empty, would also imply future bookings were on the cards. Meanwhile, WWA had officially begun partnering with High Spots Wrestling Network, having made their first 2 pay-per-views, Inception and Revolution, available on the streaming service. WWA also launched its social media presence with an official Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram account, becoming active. With WWA's history with Jeff Jarrett and TNA, some speculated we could see Jarrett's Global Force or TNA work with WWA. And as for WWA, time will tell what the future holds for it, but all signs point to an eventual resurrection. Until then, the world will have to wait and see. So there was hints at a WWA revival, Austin. Just so you know, it's a possibility.
I'm glad it didn't happen.
Fucking the owners of WWA, if you're listening to this, please bring it back, please.
No, shut the fuck up. No. No.
Austin, would you rather watch WWA or AEW?
I'm not answering that question.
You can't just not answer it.
Yes, I can.
Okay, if they brought back the WWA for a revival, would you genuinely check it out?
I've learned not to open my mouth, Devon. You realize that I'm not gonna know.
So you wouldn't give it a chance?
No.
Why not?
Because no.
What did the WWA ever do to you, Austin?
Be pain-inducing.
But you liked everything.
No, I fucking didn't.
Well, fucking, that's pretty much everything on the WWA. Fucking, the World Wrestling All-Stars. It debuted in 2001, ended in 2003 because everybody fucking left and went to WWE and TNA, and they lost money and lost talent and had to fucking cancel fucking event tours and shit. So they eventually just decided to merge with TNA, and thus we have the TNA and X Division titles. Those were fucking, well, they were already a thing, but they merged the WWA titles with those, and then WWA, I guess, rode off into the sunset, never to be seen again. And fucking, which is weird because you would think if, like, going into this show that it already, like, folded and it was, like, out of business and they knew this was the end. Why didn't Jeremy Borash, like, say anything about it being the last one? Why didn't he, like, mention
he's a
it?
pussy.
Do you think he thought that there was a possibility it was going to keep going?
Probably, because he's fucking stupid.
Jesus Christ. Well, this retrospective was certainly a experience, I will say. WWA had its moments. It had its funny moments, mostly cursed moments. It went from being so bad that it was funny to just being straight up bad and, like, utterly unwatchable. Since you gave your thoughts already, I'm going to give my thoughts. So, my thoughts of WWA, from start to finish, atrocious. It was trash. It was probably the worst wrestling promotion I've ever seen in my life. This was worse than WWF, or not XWF, I meant to say. This is worse than XWF. I mean, it is worse than WWF, but it was worse than the XWF, and we thought that was, like, the worst thing we found. This took the cake, man. From having gimmick matches that don't even follow the rules of the gimmick match, to the bananas in pajamas, to battle royals where referees and cameramen are wrestling, to WCW, WWF, and fucking TNA talent all mixed together, to fucking the fucking goddamn Starettes to the fucking Tribe to fucking goddamn Grandmaster Sexy dancing with children to fucking the goddamn live performance of Revolution to all the weird stages and pyro, the weird theme songs, the terrible quality, the video feed going in and out, the commentary going in and out.
Don't forget fucking domestic abuse.
Yeah. And the many different fucking commentators, the many different fucking commissioners, the pointless storylines that went nowhere, the fucking flipping and flopping of the fucking championships, fucking debuts, people we see like 5 times, people we see once and never see again, fucking botches, a midget wrestling division, fucking hardcore matches, fucking steel cage matches, fucking goddamn bra and panties match with a man wrestling in it, fucking whatever that fucking goddamn wedding match was that fucking Gangrel had with his wife, fucking so many different cursed ass things that should have never been done, all thanks to Jeremy Borash and Andrew McManus. Fuck the both of you. I from everything I just said, all the curseness, all the bad booking, everything, from the beginning to end, this was an experience that I definitely won't forget, but fucking goddamn, it was fucking bad. It was fucking atrocious. Like, and it some people there had potential as well. Like Devon Storm had potential if they didn't fucking make his matches so goddamn long and put him in hardcore matches every week. The cruiserweight division had a lot of potential, but fucking none of the cruiserweights stuck around long enough for any of them to really become anything. And then the people that did become anything, like AJ Styles or Jerry Lynn or fucking people like that, just went to other fucking companies. The main event scene, if you can even call it that, fucking champions stuck around for one show. People came in, did one show, got signed somewhere else, putting the title on people just to have it vacated. Like, it seemed to me, the inception, it was bad, but it had promise to where you could at least be like, okay, well, hopefully it gets better. It had the potential to get better, and then it just got so much worse. And honestly, just based off of the first pay-per-view, I think this company was just doomed from the start. I will say the concept of having a company that their whole thing is they travel around the world, that's like their whole gimmick. It's an interesting concept, but the execution was really fucking stupid. And the idea might have worked if they had the right people behind it, not fucking Jeremy fucking Borash. That was probably the biggest reason this company failed, was because he was booking everything. And fucking also because Andrew McManus was the owner and he had never ran a wrestling company before. So the shit was really doomed from the start. But, you know, it lasted 5 pay-per-views. It lasted about 2 years almost. And, you know, it was what it was, I guess. It was a wrestling promotion that fucking came and went. There has been a lot of them. This was probably the worst one. I don't know if there's anything worse than this out there. I hope not. But knowing our luck, we'll probably find it. There is a couple things that we did find that we discussed doing. Like, people had commented on our XWF stuff and told us to do this thing called Wrestling Society X, which we talked about previously on the XWF shit. People said that we should do that We are planning to do that at some point. I will say, we're not sure yet because after this retrospective, we're planning to go back to WCW 2000 and TNA 2010 just to kind of take a break from these retrospectives. We will do Wrestling Society X next. That is going to be our next retrospective when we do it. I will say that. But there is another one I found. I won't say what it is yet. Depends if we can find how to watch it. But yeah, fucking there won't be any shortage of retrospectives out there to do. But I don't know if any of them will be as bad as this, because this was honestly, Vince Russo's booked a lot of dumb shit, and the stuff I've seen that Austin has showed me of Vince Russo. Vince Russo has got to be the dumbest fucking moron I've ever seen in the wrestling business when it comes to booking. But goddamn, Jeremy Borash has to be the biggest fucking idiot I've ever seen to think that any of this was good that he was doing. Literally they said before this, all he was fucking like a fucking, what was it, a goddamn, he was like an assistant to fucking Vince Russo or whatever, and like an announcer or whatever, and he really didn't have any experience, and then motherfucking Vince Russo just recommended him, and this motherfucker had no experience booking. Motherfucker only knew what goddamn the shit Vince Russo did, so he probably thought, oh, I guarantee you it was probably like, he didn't know how to book the show, so he was probably like, oh, well, what would Vince Russo do? I'll just do what I think Vince Russo would do in this situation. Because his booking is so similar to things that Vince Russo would do, except it's not worse. I just think his booking is stupider, if that makes any sense. Like Vince Russo's ideas and gimmicks are far worse, but Jeremy Borash's execution is a lot more confusing and is a lot more stupid, and a lot of the things that he books leaves you just scratching your head. Because at least with Vince Russo, you could be like, oh, this is fucking bad. But with Jeremy Borash, you're just like, it's bad, but it's like, this is just fucking stupid. Like, I don't understand.
The scary part is, I don't even know who fucking books Wrestling Society X, which just terrifies me even more.
Well, I'm sure we'll find out when we get to that. Because, judging by how the people were talking about it in the comments, I assume they only want us to check it out because it was bad. So, whoever was booking it, it had to have been fucking bad. So,
I know it was on MTV. I know that.
Yeah. Fucking, well, all those are on YouTube. That's how we're watching it. There's only like 10 episodes and they're only like 20 minutes apiece, so it won't be as long as this retrospective, because goddamn, this is probably almost 7-8 hours at this point. Like, god fucking damn, this shit is fucking long. But yeah, fucking, if you were wondering about like the color scheme of this, at first I just picked a blue background, and then I did a fucking orange one because I didn't know what to do, and then I did a green one for Eruption. I was like, oh, well, blue, orange, and green. I was like, the next one should be yellow. And then Austin was like, oh, you should do the next one as red so you could have the rainbow. And then if you're wondering why the omnibus thumbnail, if you're watching the omnibus version of this, is purple, that is just a thing where we're like, oh, we could just do the whole rainbow, because why not? This shit's fucking stupid and silly. Might as well be on some fucking goddamn Lucky Charms type shit. The fucking Jeremy Borash fucking booked this like he was on fucking cocaine, so fucking...
He probably was. He was probably taking the genocidal, suicidal, homicidal, fucking Sabu's coke. Alright,
well, they had the genocidal, suicidal, homicidal Sabu on their roster. He's known for doing cocaine. They had fucking Lex Luger on their roster who was doing fucking all kinds of drugs and fucking steroids. They had Scott Steiner who is doing steroids. So I wouldn't be shocked if fucking Jeremy Borash was doing some kind of drugs. I really wouldn't.
Buff
especially in the
Bagwell was on a
early
drug
2000s.
binge.
Huh?
And I think Brian Christopher as well was also on a drug binge.
Yeah.
And Eddie took pills.
Yeah.
He was only there for one show, but he took pills.
Yeah, the one thing I will say about this company, it seemed like they really had no standards for anything. Like, if someone was drugged out and shit, they'd be like, oh, come on in. Or fucking if someone was abusing steroids, oh, come on in, we'll have you here. If fucking someone was like dealing with like legal shit, they were probably like, oh, come on in, we'll use you. Like, they really didn't seem like they had any filter. They were letting all the wrestlers just pretty much say whatever the fuck they wanted. They fucking cussed. They name dropped other companies and other promoters and were saying fuck this person and fuck that person. They goddamn talked about Osama bin Laden, for God's sake. Fucking, this company had absolutely no standards or no fucking filter. And honestly, I think they let that shit slide because they were probably like, oh, they did shit like this in the Attitude Era, and this is what wrestling fans want, so we'll just let our wrestlers do whatever the fuck they want. So, nah, it didn't go over too well. So, and this wasn't even the first pay-per-view where fans walked out either, so. But, all in all, WWA World Wrestling All-Stars was certainly an experience. Not a good one. It was a bad experience. And, yeah, it fucking died as quickly as it fucking was born. And it
died faster.
It is officially known as one of the biggest failures of a wrestling company ever. So, fucking, yeah. And, that is pretty much it for this omnibus, and credit for all this goes to Mr. Marky D. So if you are watching this, Marky D,
yeah, fuck him again. Fuck no, if he's watching this, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck your channel,
oh my
fuck
God,
your life, fuck everything about you, fuck you.
That's Austin's way of saying that he loves you and he wants to do more of your ideas and your videos that you bring up.
No, I hope you fucking have a terrible accident.
Well, I like your channel, Marky D, so I will keep watching you because you keep giving me more cursed things to make Austin watch, and I always appreciate that. So, big ups, Marky D.
I don't.
Well, is there any last words that you have to say about WWA before we end this, Austin? Any final thoughts you want to add?
Jeremy Borash. I'm done. Fuck this company.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. You know, I was gonna play it out with the song, but I can't even fucking find it. That's how fucking obscure it is. Like, I was gonna try to find, like, the band and stuff who made the song. For one, they don't even acknowledge who the band is, and two, I tried to look it up and I can't find the fucking song. So, I'm not gonna be playing this out with a song, unfortunately. So, but yeah, guys, that was this specific review was The Reckoning, but for the omnibus, this was the WWA. This was the failure of the World Wrestling All-Stars. Thank you guys for watching, and fuck you, Jeremy Borash, and fuck the WWA,
Die.
and fucking Austin loves Sabu, and
No, I fucking don't.
we'll be back with another failure retrospective.
Pain.
The revolution.
Watch the time passing by, seeing strangers in the sky. Rusty eyes stare and bleed. Hope the hell that you do not see something in this world needs a change. Yeah. Hear the lies, see their eyes. Morally, are we compromised? Stained again by a friend. Cut yourself back down to size. Something in this world needs a change. Another slap in the face. I know this time of the year has a revolution. Still I fall out of place. Open your mind to the change of evolution. Look around, there's a change. Try to find the end of pain. People who cause are just partly to blame. Try to find the reason why we all stay the same. Something in this world needs a change. Another slap in the face. I know this time of the year is a revolution. Still I fall out of place. Open your mind to the change of evolution. Another slap in the face. I know this time of the year is a revolution. Still I fall out of place. Open your mind to the change of evolution. Another slap in the face. I know this time of the year as a revolution. Still I fall out of place. Open your mind to the change of evolution. Another slap in the face.